Today, the New Hampshire Legends of Hockey is going to induct a Durham native, Deron Quint. Deron is not here with us today. We have his dad, Tim. And Tim, I know that Deron would love to be here with us. I think it's a pretty good reason why he's not here today.
Yes, and believe me, he's brokenhearted, but he's currently in the Phoenix, Arizona Police Academy, post-hockey career, so to speak. And they've just completed their 11th week. He's well into it. He loves it. It has a lot of parallel with hockey and that life he lived. And they mandated that none of their cadets could leave the state. So he had to cancel his plans. He did go up the chain of command to try to get an exception because he was given permission when this opportunity first was given to him. But they said they cannot make an exception. And so, as he said, for 21 years when he played for teams, it was easy. You either did it their way or you hit the highway. And he certainly couldn't give up this opportunity that he has for himself right now in the Phoenix Police Department.
So let's go back, Tim, because you have a long hockey background as well. And I can only imagine how proud you are today of Deron going into the Legends of New Hampshire Hockey after a 21-year pro career. Can you kind of lead us through the dad and son and how this all developed?
Well, I went to UNH, graduated UNH, and ended up staying in Durham, working in their public school system. And my wife and I were talking about it this morning. Believe it or not, I used to take him as an infant over and sit in the stands at the old Snively and watch Charlie Holt's practices. I mean, get the kid out of the house, hockey environment, which I loved. And he was mesmerized almost immediately with, I think, the motion on the ice and the sounds of the sticks and the pucks and the whole night. He never squawked a bit about being there. And then as a toddler, our unfinished basement became, in his mind, the NHL, where he'd slap the puck around and spend hours down there simulating games, because we'd hear him talking about, he scores, and the stick would go up in the whole 9 yards. And then, of course, I would involve him with some of the youth teams that I had as an underage kid, give him a jersey, get him out there when I could, when I felt it was appropriate. And then at 8 years old, he went down to the Metro Boston League, which, by the way, has many or produced many Division I and pro players, and then with the Lowell Junior Chiefs. And that was a terrific learning environment for hockey, competitive. And, of course, he went to Cardigan Mountain and experienced their great program, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Went to Tabor Academy his 10th grade year, played under former UNH player Peter Cross, and then he went out to the WHL with the Seattle Thunderbirds at 16 years old and played parts of 3 seasons out there before being drafted at 18 and signing with the Winnipeg Jets.
And there takes us to the jacket that you're wearing today, because that of course is an important piece of memorabilia for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it was his rookie season. They only spent 1 season there, but a great environment, great heritage of hockey. This happened to be one of their commemorative jackets that they sold that final year or gave to the players, and it's always been special to us because kind of got him on the road to the next 20 years. And, of course, the next year they moved to Phoenix, became the Coyotes, and that was a great experience as well.
And let me just, the NHL career I think is fascinating. The long time is the KHL.
Correct.
It is something that people may not know or understand, but it gave him a nice second life in hockey, didn't it?
Well, he went over to Europe during the last lockout of the NHL. It was,
Mid-90s.
04, 05, maybe?
90s,
at the end of the 90s.
It?
But anyway, he went over and played in Europe. And then the next year, his agent said, gee, Deron, I think it's going to last another half season, if not more, so you might want to sign, thus the Berlin Polar Bears. And then the NHL immediately put out a mandate that if you signed in Europe, you could not return that season. So he was locked there, and ironically, the strike ended like a month into the season. So anyway, he had a great experience. Berlin was a great hockey environment. The fans were unbelievable. And he ended up staying there 4 more seasons.
It was terrific. And you are right, by the way, 04, 05. I wanted to just correct that. So what do you think Deron would want to say today as he is inducted?
He is, this is a dream, kind of a dream come true, in that to be honored in the sport that he loves and in his home state of New Hampshire. That is just the greatest honor that I'm sure he feels he could have or get.
Congratulations, Deron, and congratulations, Tim. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you, too.